So, before I start this episode, I want to ask the audience one question. Can you go the distance? Anyway, today we're going to be talking about Rocky 1976. I'm your host, Red. Why don't you guys introduce yourself?
I am Patrick, and I swear I thought you were going to say audience. Are you ready to rock?
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, and I'm Lugia, like the Pokemon from Gold and Silver, know what I mean?
Well, regardless if we're ready to rock or go the distance, yeah, let's get this episode rolling.
Yeah, so, you guys have any, news or any
Actually,
movies?
I do have one thing. We say Rocky is a Thanksgiving movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, more or less.
Well, before we get to Thanksgiving, I'm gonna jump ahead to talk about Christmas for a second.
Sure.
I just learned the other day they're making a legacy sequel to A Christmas Story.
Another one, okay. Interesting.
It's a legacy. It's featuring the original Ralphie and many of the original cast. Apparently,
Really?
it's like 40 years after the original, and Ralphie takes his
Yeah,
kids
Ralphie's
to
a
his
dad now.
takes his kids to his childhood home to celebrate Christmas.
Okay, that could be
It's going to be an HBO Max exclusive film. I at first I thought it was a joke because I had not heard of this before, but I saw HBO Max officially said this is happening.
Do we have a trailer for it?
We do have a trailer, and honestly, it doesn't look terrible. I honestly don't think we need a Christmas Story beyond the original, but I mean, it looks all right. A bit stupid in parts, but I mean,
Yeah.
Well, we'll see when
I
it
mean,
comes out.
Have you guys ever seen Christmas Story 2?
No,
no,
not
and
to.
I refuse to acknowledge its existence.
Yeah, it's very bad. I just want to know you guys saw
No,
it.
I have not seen. I have no interest in A Christmas Story 2. I'll stick with the original, thank you. But apparently, this movie is called A Christmas Story Christmas.
All right, what's so Christmassy about it that A Christmas Story wasn't?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. Let's see. I got something I could talk about. So I last week I saw this movie called See How They Run. It's this murder mystery type joint. And I thought I like murder mysteries. It could be fun. Unfortunately, it's not very good. It feels like pretty half baked. I will say, Saoirse Ronan. I forgot if that's how her name's pronounced. She's fantastic in the movie. So I don't know, recommend, I guess, when it comes out on like Blu-ray or whatever, to just Google on, or like look up on YouTube, Saoirse Ronan, see how they run clips, because she's great. But it's not a very good movie. It's kind of boring. I wouldn't recommend it.
It's actually disappointing. I kind of wanted to see it.
Yeah, no, I was really looking forward to it because of like the trailer, but it just feels like a half-baked Wes Anderson movie and a half-baked like murder mystery. And I'm gonna be honest, the ending is like really fucked up, like on like a moral level. I'm like, ugh, like it makes me feel a bit icky, like the ending, because like
Hmm.
I'm not like gonna spoil it just in case you guys want to see it anyway, but like that's like ethically, it's just kind of like wrong.
Yeah, I think I'll pass.
I'll still probably check it out, but all right, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's like a 5 out of 10. Like it's not like the worst thing ever, but I didn't like it. Anyway, Sonic Frontiers.
That's coming out, yeah, in a couple days.
That it is.
Yeah, a bunch of new gameplay and stuff. I don't know. Looks kind of interesting.
I've intentionally been avoiding seeing gameplay footage just because
Yeah,
I
same
want to.
here.
I want to experience it blind.
Yeah, same.
Though I've been
You guys seen the
listening.
Sonic
I've been
Prime
listening.
trailer?
I've been listening to Vandalize like on repeat the past like month. That that is that is my shit.
I'm gonna get the
Have you
soap
seen,
shoes as soon as possible.
Have you seen the Sonic Prime stuff?
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
Yeah, I find it interesting though how like the voice actors are like completely different. It's not like they're not getting the game people.
It's weird hearing not Mike Pollock come out of Mike Pollock Eggman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike Pollock seems like
It almost feels illegal.
Or hell,
Yeah.
even Roger Craig Smith as Sonic, when he's been voicing him for pretty much a decade.
Mike Pollock, he was supportive towards the new guy, so it's nice to know there's not like bad blood, and they're still voicing him in the game, so.
Shit,
Yeah.
you know what I just realized? There was
What?
also a Sonic Frontiers mini movie with Knuckles. Did you guys see
Yeah,
that?
the 2D
I did
animated
not.
one. I caught a little bit of it. Yeah, looks cool. You know, it's got that 2D animation vibe that some of those like other promotional shorts. Like remember the Sonic like Team Racing or whatever.
Team
Team
Racing,
Sonic Racing.
the Sonic Colors Ultimate short. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's akin to
What about
that.
Mania has some shorts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Although Mania was I think like they used a little bit of like tweening in these new shorts one. Like the Mania one was just completely hand drawn.
And the Mania one was like a 5 episode series. The rest of them, to my knowledge, were one and dones.
Yeah, they're just promotional shorts. But like they're good promotional shorts or whatever.
But no, they
Anyway,
made Knuckles a character again. Let's go. My boy is actually getting respect.
so anyway, should we talk about the movie now?
Yeah, let's get
From
this
one
rock
meathead to
rolling.
another.
Yes. So Rocky, it was 1976. It was directed by John G. Alvidson, who would go on to direct another iconic sports movie, The Karate Kid. But yeah, this was written by and starring Sylvester Stallone. A lot of people don't know this, but Sylvester Stallone actually has written all the Rocky movies. Like this is his baby. He got
Every one of them?
I think except the first Creed.
Ah.
He wrote Creed 2 though, so I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I was surprised
Yeah.
to learn that when I saw that in the opening credits. I said, "Oh shit, Sylvester Stallone is the writer for this movie." Wow.
Yeah, so what's actually funny about this movie is that so Sylvester Stallone like wrote it when he was like broke down on his luck, but he like specifically would not sell it like cuz like people were actually bidding like a decent amount of money. He would not sell it unless he got to star as the main character because he wanted to be an actor. Worked out for him because he's one of the biggest like action stars in the world, but yeah. This movie was nominated for I believe it received 10 Academy Award nominations and it won 3, including Best Picture. Actually, let me just look.
I
It was
believe it
the
also
highest.
won Best Director and Best Editing, I think.
Yeah, and it got screenplay nods and a couple others. It was the highest grossing movie of 1976, so smash hit and critical hit. So that's pretty cool.
And pop culture staple.
Yeah, there's like 8 Rocky movies, and I'm gonna be honest, I've seen all of them, and I think all of them are good. So it's like the best, one of the best movie franchises out there because like just for consistency's sake.
And influential too. I mean, how many other movies parody the training montage sequence from this movie?
Yeah, and just like it's the underdog story. So like almost every other underdog story is like drawing at least some inspiration from it. And yeah. So, going into the plot, basically it takes place in 1975 and the heavyweight world boxing champion by the name of Apollo Creed, he's having this special promotional fighting thing where he decides to let a random local contender challenge him, and luckily that random local contender happens to be Rocky, because of his moniker, the Italian Stallion. That's his boxing name, his stage name, and Apollo's like, that's a great name, I want him to be the one I fight. But what's interesting is that doesn't really happen until like halfway through the movie. The first half of the movie is just you follow this down on his luck southpaw boxer and his just life, and most of it's honestly a romance film with this his best friend's sister, Adrian. Most of the movie is just Rocky, living his life. He kind of works as I think he kind of works for like some criminals or like to as like an enforcer to like get money.
I think he
Um,
was supposed to be a loan shark.
yeah, loan shark.
Something
That's
of the sort, yeah.
yeah, and he has a rocky relationship with a guy named Mickey.
Ah, Rocky relationship.
Yeah, obviously, and yeah, so it's just mostly just like a very well written character drama for like the first half of the movie, and once you really get to know Rocky and his life and his situation, then we have this golden opportunity halfway through, and then everything kind of changes. His relationship with Mickey, there's some good drama there. His buddy Paulie, some cool stuff there. the training montage is one of the most iconic sequences in film, and I've seen this movie like 5 times, and every single time that training montage gets me. It's just a fantastic piece of filmmaking. And then you got the ending, which is iconic. He has the fight with Apollo, and he actually loses, but symbolically, the movie's not about whether he wins or loses. The fact that he was able to last the entire rounds to go the distance. That's what matters. Just the fact that he could prove that he could do it. Basically, just ends with Rock and Adrian professing their love to each other, not caring about the outcome of the fight. He's just glad that he could I guess prove himself.
They
At least,
hug, freeze frame, roll credits.
at least he put on
Yeah,
one hell of a show. He only lost because of a 50-50 tiebreaker.
yeah, split decision. So, what did you guys think of the movie? Actually, first of all, have you guys seen this movie before?
I have.
This was my first time.
Interesting. So, Patrick, what did you think of the movie? I guess.
I was quite surprised because, as you said, the boxing thing doesn't really come in until like halfway through the movie, and before that, it's pretty much romance. I was not expecting that because when people talk about Rocky, like they always bring up the training montage and Apollo Creed and everything like that. I was quite surprised to see half of it wasn't even boxing, but with that, I was still quite satisfied with what I got. It was a very solid movie.
And what about you, Lugia?
So when I first saw this movie, it was about 4 years ago. I went on a 10-hour flight to Italy, and I saw a string of like 5 movies in that time. One of them was Rocky, and I do remember liking it then, but when watching it now, I completely forgot about the first half. Like, obviously, I knew about the training montage, I knew about the outcome of the fight and what it was supposed to represent, but everything about Rocky's life, like, I completely forgot about that, but it still works so well within the theme of the movie because you really feel for this character who's just down on his luck and is given the chance at achieving the American dream.
This has got like one of the strongest casts I've seen in a movie. Like every character is like very complex and well written, and like you fully
Mhm.
get them. Um, this is always why I've been like more of a Sylvester Stallone guy than like an Arnold Schwarzenegger guy, because like Sylvester Stallone's like a good filmmaker. He's not just like an actor. He's just not an action star. Like this is a well written movie, and I think the other Rocky films, they got a magic element to him. It's just an incredibly strong character. Like Rocky, I think is one of the best film characters, out there because there's a lot of like nuance going on with him.
Has Sylvester
You know,
Stallone done any oddball roles like Arnold Schwarzenegger?
yeah, a few. He's got a pretty eclectic filmography. Well, like he's got this one movie like Over the Top, which is kind of like this like sports comedy about like arm wrestling.
An arm wrestling movie?
Yeah.
I've
Uh,
never heard of such a thing before.
yeah, Tango and Cash, which is this like buddy cop movie. Nighthawks. He got this Paradise Alley, which is like a similar kind of like sports drama. Personally, the fact that like he's just done a drama film, I think like already puts him above like Arnold, because like Arnold's never really done that. He's never like had a movie where he actually had to like flex his acting chops.
And
Well, like
was this Stallone's first movie, like acting wise?
like not really, but it was his breakout role. He had like
Mhm.
a few like minor roles in some other films, like he was in Death Race 2000, What's Up Doc, as like he was in like a couple like movies as like uncredited extras. Like he was in
Mhm.
Bananas Mash, No Place to Hide. But yeah, he was just like in a couple movies, mostly playing like mafioso, like bruiser types. Because what I like about the movie is that there's like a ton of like little details that I've just noticed like in the filmmaking. Like every time I watch it, like know something new. Like first off, I want to talk about the score. Obviously, like the main theme, what's it? Rocky Gonna Fly Now? Is that what it's called? Yeah, Gonna Fly Now, and obviously the Going the Distance. Like those are two of the most iconic like scores in songs in filmmaking history. And I think it's pitch perfect. But I don't know if you guys noticed this, but the Rocky theme is actually played throughout the movie, but like it's only done in like a piano form for most of the film.
Huh.
I had
And
a
like,
feeling they were different variations of the song. They sounded very similar, but they weren't exactly the same.
it's like a motif, like yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, leitmotif.
But I like how I like that because like it always plays anytime Rocky's feeling defeated. So a training montage effectively like flips the song of defeat into a song of triumph, which I thought was like a neat little detail. I also like how the movie opens with him winning a boxing match and being treated like a bum, but the movie ends with him losing, but he's like on top of the world. There's a lot of like little things in there. Rocky's apartment is like a pretty good set. Like if you actually know, like there's some details in there. It's pretty cool.
I like how during Christmas time the Rocky Marciano poster has like a mustache and beard like Santa Claus.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
That was cute.
This movie just sucks me in like every time. I absolutely love it. Like this is easily one of my favorite films. Like if I'm talking like just like on a pure like emotional like visceral catharsis level, this is like my favorite movie.
No, this is an undisputed classic. In fact, I think I like this more than the first time I saw it all those years ago.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. This movie like gets better every time I watch it because there's like so many like new things I notice. Like this is like really just like a well crafted film.
You have a
What do
favorite
you guys
scene?
think of favorite scene?
I
Like
would
besides the training scene.
I would say the
obviously.
climax, the boxing match.
Yeah, the climax and honestly, I really like the date Rocky goes on the ice skating.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I really like the ice skating scene too. Especially how he doesn't even skate, he just kind of walks
He
on
just
the ice.
jogs.
He's really
Yeah.
good at keeping his balance on the ice.
What I found kind of funny was actually I thought it was kind of impressive was like Balboa Stallone he really like the effects in the boxing scene are like really like well done, and I'm like a part of me wonders if like he actually like you know got like punched in the face a few times, or if like like I don't know, but like it's his beat up look is like
I would chalk that up to just
realistic.
a good makeup artist.
Yeah, I don't like some of the Rocky like I know in Rocky Balboa the sixth film, he actually like they straight up just like actually boxed.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of
Right.
funny, like, it's an iconic boxing movie, and, like, it has nothing most of it has very little to do with boxing. There's only, like, 2 fights in the movie, and it's, like, literally the beginning and end.
I do feel like an additional boxing scene or two would have been nice, but overall I think it's okay.
Yeah. I felt like it wasn't, like, necessary because, like, I like every scene in it. It's like, yeah. So this won Best Picture against, the funny is, like, it actually won against, like, some pretty iconic movies, All the President's Men, Network, and Taxi Driver, which is, we talked about a few weeks ago. But yeah.
How are the sequels in comparison to this?
Okay, so I do think this is the best one, but here's what my take. Rocky 2 is probably the closest of the initial 5 just to like capturing the same tone. Some people just dismiss it as like, oh, it's just Rocky except he wins at the end. But no, there's actually like the first half's actually like pretty interesting. Is like and it's able to develop where you still feel like he's kind of down on his luck, and they develop Creed in a very interesting way because of like how a lot of because he won just via tie. Like some people are like, oh, he like didn't actually win. He just like they just gave it to him because of like his like legacy or whatever, and he's like kind of insecure about it and wants to box again. I actually like Rocky 3 a bit more because it is corny, but what I like is that it's basically about the themes are basically about like Rocky's kind of like losing his edge, and Clubber Lang, who's Mr. T's character, is effectively like the new Rocky, and like Rocky has to like learn to get his fire again, and also him and Apollo Creed get like a friendship. So I think it's like a pretty thematically, I think it's like one of the more interesting of the sequels.
So it's Rocky 3, how Rocky got his groove back.
Yeah, basically, and it's got a little bit of the camp that people love about 4. 4 is more of like an ideological like kind of representation of the Cold War. It's goofy as hell, but it's like the best kind of goofy. So it's just like a ton of fun. And then you got Rocky.
5? Because I've heard Stallone hates Rocky 5.
So the thing with Rocky 5 is that it basically got kind of butchered in the editing room. So the theatrical cut is not very good, but there is another cut of the film. The work print director's cut came out in 2002, and that is a good film. The thing with Rocky 5 is that one, rather than like upping the ante like all the other ones, this one decided to roll back and become like a drama again, like the first film. They even got the first film's director again, and yeah, this one it opens with like a very harrowing scene of like Rocky like suffering like effectively brain damage because of all these fights, and the movie is effectively about him like about like his family drama, him and his kid trying to connect with his kid, and then he's got this other kid that he's trying to train, and final fights this great thing in the streets. Yeah, this one you don't actually see him box. The final fight scene is just in the streets. So yeah, it's a very like interesting like twist, and I feel like people should definitely check out the director's cut, give it another chance because there's like a lot of really good stuff in this film. Then you got Rocky Balboa, which is widely considered to be like the best of the sequels because this one was made like years after Rocky 5. This was like Stallone like really put in the work to make it like this perfect send off to the
And this is
character.
a
And
sequel, not a remake.
yeah, it's a sequel. It's Rocky 6. It's called
Seriously.
Rocky Balboa, but it's Rocky 6.
And come
Okay,
on,
that's
look
what I
at
was
why.
confused about.
Yeah, look at why would you remake Rocky? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
So it's basically about like an
Come on.
older Rocky. It's also about him connecting with his son. So in some ways he is trying to like kind of so it's about him reconnecting with his son. Rocky they decide to have Rocky Adrian pass away. This was like a mutual decision, like the actress for Adrian, like Rocky actually asked her if it was okay because he thought it'd be a good direction for the character, that Adrian is basically like his rock throughout all these movies, and he was like, all right, so what happens if you take away, because like this franchise is like built around basically their love, and his first movie is straight up just like a romance movie with them. So he was like, what happens if you take away Adrian? So and yeah, and it's basically about him, kind of proving that he still got it, and yeah, probably one of the best sequels. And then you got Creed, which is not like, I guess it is like a Rocky sequel because you definitely follow Rocky, but this one's more about Creed's son, and yeah, this is like the best of the Rocky sequels, Creed 1. Then you got Creed 2, which I'm gonna be honest, it's a good movie, but I've actually it's basically just like Rocky 3 again, but like without what I feel makes Rocky 3 it's like Rocky 3 again, but I don't think like it's like as good as Rocky 3. So like, it's a good flick, but it's just okay.
I do know Creed 3 is coming out in a few months.
Yes, Creed 3 is coming out soon, and that one's actually directed by Ryan Coogler, which is, I mean, not Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan. So he's kind of following in Stallone's footsteps, because Stallone actually directed all the Rocky sequels except Rocky 5 and the Creed movies. Pretty cool.
I did not realize how vast this whole series was. Goddamn.
Yeah, I consider it to be one of the best film franchises because every movie has something worth watching about it, which you can't say for a lot of other franchises. So yeah,
And well, according to
Um,
you anyway, they're all good.
yeah,
Except for maybe that theatrical cut of 5.
yeah. I would also recommend, since we're just talking about film recommendations, if you like this movie, definitely check out Raging Bull. It's a Scorsese movie, and it's widely considered to be if Rocky isn't the best boxing movie of all time, Raging Bull is the best boxing movie of all time. I like Rocky more, but Raging Bull is a masterpiece, one of Scorsese's best. And yeah, got so many iconic scenes of its own. You guys got any more things you want to say?
Not really. I didn't take a whole lot of notes for this one just because.
Nor did I.
Like, it's a classic, Like, I was really invested in that first half because I forgot what happened, and like everything else is pretty much muscle memory. Like, oh yeah, the training montage, the fight at the end. Like, this is all great stuff. Like, there's not really much I can critique with this movie. I guess maybe the first half is a bit of a slow burner, but that's also just personal taste, and even then, I think it does a good job of developing Rocky as a character and the world around him. Yeah, this is like a 10 out of 10 to me. I don't really have much to say against it.
2 thumbs up, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, glad I finally got to see this movie. I can definitely see why it's a classic. But the question remains. Wait, the question remains. How many of these Rocky sequels are we going to talk about?
Probably not many. I don't really intend on talking about.
I mean, I guess in keeping with the tradition of this podcast, you got to at least talk about the second one.
Yeah.
maybe.
That's kind of
Second
just
one-
how we. That's kind of how we roll here. I've noticed.
Scream 2 will wait.
Yeah. Rocky 2 does very much kind of match the tone of the first one, so yeah.
Anything else you want to add about Rocky?
Nah, it's your recommendation.
Lugia?
Oh shit, it is my turn. Okay. I was thinking about what would be a good November movie. Initially, I did want to do a Home Alone movie, but that fits more with December, if I'm being real. We'll go for another classic, why not? So, it's not necessarily a Thanksgiving movie, but a lot of people consider it anyway, just because it's a bit of a middle ground between October and December. That's right, we are going to be doing Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas.
I'm glad I got you guys on the bandwagon to count this as a November movie.
I was also considering the Mario movie, but I realized I just did a video game movie and I don't want to go back there just yet.
Yeah, that does remind me though. We haven't done a stop motion film, I think, yet.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh,
Hello?
that's Mr. Fox. Duh. Okay, so this is our
And
second.
that was also last November.
You could argue Flushed Away takes cues from stop motion, even though that is CG.
Yeah. When you said Home Alone, I thought you were gonna do a Planes, Trains, and Automobiles because it's the same writer as Home Alone, but that one actually like takes place on Thanksgiving.
I didn't
All
think
right,
about that.
cool. That's cool. I might recommend that one day. Actually, I love that movie. I watch it like every Thanksgiving. What's the closing line?
Wait a minute, Lugia. You're finally recommending a musical.
Yeah.
Ha!
Wait, didn't I do one before?
No,
I
you've never
could've-
done a musical.
Could have sworn I did.
You've never selected a musical before.
I guess I'm breaking the mold. I don't know.
Haha! Oh, this makes me happy.
All right, now. Yo, Adrian. Oh, that's the best thing I can think of as an ending.
You know what? That's how the movie ended, so it works.